Hello everyone and welcome to this new replay commentary on Wargame European Escalation. So as promised, the second match between the WTF and EUGEN systems. So this time they've changed maps, still a small map. 5,000 points on this small map is, I think, a bit too much, but hey, if they want to play like that, why not? They changed teams, so EUGEN is now playing PACT, still represented by MadMat, ObiYul, Panzer and GrandStrateger, and on the NATO side we've got the WTF team represented by Walkyre, koei, WTF and Firestarter. As usual, I'll speed up a bit the time here during the deployment. So we've got Walkyre going for Foxtrot, we'll have, I think, Dirty going, yeah, here we go, for Charlie. The deployment of Firestarter on the right side, he'll probably go for Golf and then a Hotel, while koei is deploying to go and take Delta from behind. On the other side, on the PACT side, sorry, we've got EUGEN MadMat going for helicopter transport heavy army, probably for Hotel. He will probably be the advanced force with the Gnevos, trying to protect the ME2D, who will try to control Hotel. That's probably the strategy that they will put in place. That's more or less it for the deployment phase. I'm going to try to speed this up a bit more. GrandStrateger is apparently going for the India sector, while ObiYul is going for the Echo sector, and Panzer, as usual, is playing the support player with his artillery and his commander controlling the Bravo sector. I'm wondering, why on earth are they still using the basic commander? It's only 20 or 40 points cheaper than the other commanders who have armor on the front and even on the side, 10 HP only instead of 5, so it's a bit weird, but hey, why not? Oh, come on. So, here we go. There we go. So, as I said, we've got the deployment of the NATO team. We've got Firestarter going on the right. We've got 3 MNRS units by Walkyre to support the NATO players. Walkyre going for the Foxtrot sector, while a few Gazelles are going on the right and on the left to probably stop any helicopter spam and detect units with the reconnaissance. koei is going with his major ground forces on Delta, while a few of his helicopters are sent in the middle of the map to detect the early PACT movement. On the PACT side, we've got a heavy helicopter attack on Hotel with the Me-ATV detected by the Gazelle HA-1. One Gazelle cannon is here to stop them. Unfortunately, one isn't enough to stop all these helicopters, and they will manage to deploy their infantry. So, a deployment also on Echo with 1 BRDM2U to control it. They've got 2 BM21 Grad to support them and to, of course, shoot against the NATO players. NATO players who haven't taken Charlie yet. They are going directly for this building, quite a strategic building here that allows to secure a nice bit of terrain here. It's a strategic building. We've got a few, 1 infantry unit here in Delta to secure the sector before the big army arrives. Echo and India controlled by the PACT players, and only Alpha for now on the NATO side, and Foxtrot on the NATO side. We've got the VDV disembarking from the Me-ATV helicopters. They are going for the forest while the helicopters are pulling back. A lot of foot transport with Jaegers apparently in them are going under the hill, trying to harass the enemy forces, probably on India or on Hotel. Hotel controlled by the PACT forces thanks to this Me2D. Unfortunately, mortars are here and starting to shell the enemy command helicopter. Command helicopter being shot at by the mortars will either have to move or just die. And apparently, here we go, the Me2D is taking off, trying to get out of the way of the shells. Already 3 HPs have been lost. 2 are left. he has to move quickly to survive. So troops are moving back up the hill to take control of hotel, while one VAB PC is taking position in hotel. Foxtrot still controlled by the NATO players, while Delta will be controlled by the NATO players quite quickly with this CPC. On this side, Echo is controlled by the PACT players. A lot of T-34s are called in by Panzer, so apparently they decided to go heavy, well, not heavy, they decided to rely heavily on light tanks. That's what I wanted to say. Here we go, so 4, 8, 12, oh my god, that's a lot of T-34s. 20 actually. Still the MSTA-5s shelling the NATO forces. The Grads initially shelled, well, hit these buildings, but without any attack coming behind. Well, the NATO players just had to wait until the Jupiters resupplied the damaged units. So here we go, Delta, Charlie, Foxtrot and Alpha are controlled by the NATO players. Hotel also, but just contested by the ME2D, who came back into the sector. Golf isn't controlled as of yet, but it may come quite soon. On this side, well, another harassment by the Grad MLRS tried to destroy the NATO commander. Unfortunately for the PACT players, the commander discovered the shelling just, well, the rocketing, just before the high concentration of rockets came in on the commander. The commander just went away and the Jupiter just survived, 1 HP left. So no big deal, no big harm done over there. Jaegers trying to push into Echo sector. Unfortunately, a lot of T-34s are in the sector and the Jaegers will just get totally destroyed. We've got 20 T-34s and a whole bunch more coming in by ObiYul. It's quite funny to see such T-34s coming in. MLRS starting to hit, to shoot at the PACT forces, probably on the, yeah, over here. And here we go, will it do enough damage to help the Jaegers push? I doubt it will. A heavy MLRS barrage. HPs are starting to fall. They are all stunned or panicked, but, well, none of them have been killed, so it's not big of a deal for the PACT forces, who shell once again the NATO army, but with such a spread it doesn't do much damage. On the left side of the PACT forces, we've got India with no more defense whatsoever on it. GrandStrateger is trying to make a double push, one to the north to try to retake Hotel and help the helicopters here, and one on the right to try to contest the NATO control of Foxtrot. We've got a much, well, it's clear that we have a much more organized team, the WTF, who play a lot together. They went, each player went for one area and controlled the middle. On the EUGEN side, there were no players trying to control Juliet, which is quite a mistake, I think. 5 points is a lot, and if the enemy controls it and you don't control it, well, it's a big economic disadvantage here. So, back on Echo, the T-34s are still trying to hold against the infantry units. They destroyed them all. Unfortunately, the second wave of attack of the NATO forces is coming in. A widespread line of attack with Morders, VTS-1s and Jeep and ITO Jeeps just will kill all those T-34s. They are attacking them on the front and on the flank, even if it's not that useful. I mean, it's 1-on-1 all everywhere anyway. But it's a nice positioning of units. That's why I don't really like big games on small maps. It's too easy to make one line of defense or attack, and you don't really have the possibility to attack around it. Even if it's what EUGEN is trying to do now, Panzer is sending in T-55 to try to take the NATO attack line or front line from the flank, trying to destroy its units one by one. Unfortunately, I guess that cannon is here. And of course, the Bradley and Marders are still tough units to destroy with T-55s. Grad pulled back to resupply with the 4 Urals that came in. And, well, that's pretty much it. NATO players are controlling most of the map. Hotel, Alpha, Foxtrot, Charlie, Delta. Only 3 sectors are controlled by the PACT players, and one of them is in, well, big danger. The NATO forces are for now pulling back, but they have, without a doubt, a big advantage here. The PACT tanks have pulled back just behind the hill to try to be invisible. Unfortunately, one Firestarter is here, and without any problem they can spot the tanks over there. See, it's a very good position, and the T-34s are, well, not as invisible as EUGEN would like them to be. Counter artillery here on the grads by the MLRS, and unfortunately for the PACT players, both grads are destroyed. They haven't done much damage on the NATO forces, and they have been destroyed by the 3 MLRS units. Very good shooting here by the NATO player. So no more MLRS support for the PACT. Only 5 MSTA-5s are... no, 4. Sorry for that. Only 4 MSTA-5s are left on Bravo sector. No MLRS support whatsoever anymore. On the left PACT flank, we've got a very well dire situation. All units in hotel have been destroyed apart from these 6 VDV units. One is nearly dead, or 5 VDV units, sorry. One is nearly dead, 4 of them are still in quite a good shape. India has to be left behind. All the offensive here has been pushed back by the good NATO combination Chasseurs FAMAS in the forest with Marder VTF and one big unit holding the line, the Challenger 1. The T-80s are pulling back. One Havoc is coming in, trying to take out the Challenger. Unfortunately, well, the Challenger is pulling back also. And India has been abandoned. The commander is pulling back onto Bravo. The PACT players are just attacked from every single direction, and they have no choice but abandoning their positions and pulling back every once in a while. Still a bit of shelling in the Echo sector. NATO forces still have a very good line of defense here. They don't seem to want to attack anymore. They are preparing quite a big amount of Spartans here, probably Fusiliers in the Spartans. So that will probably be their next attack over here. Still the VDVs in the forest, not doing much right now. NATO players still controlling more than half of the map. Well, just, yeah. Delta, Charlie, Foxtrot, Alpha, Golf and Hotel against only Echo and Bravo. One other MLRS shooting at the PACT forces over here. MLRS shooting at the T-34s. It seems like the last push. Oh no, he's shooting at the commander over here. The BRM-2U is totally destroyed by the MLRS shooting. Very nice shooting here. PACT have lost, well, has lost its other flank. India has fallen earlier. Echo has just fallen. It's going to be very hard for the PACT players to come back in this game, even impossible. 3,200 points against 1,700. A few T-34s are trying to push. It's like a last honor attack, or I don't know how to call it, but it won't do anything just for the honor. And a lot of Spartans coming in against quite a lot of T-34s, but even against this much tanks, this attack will be, well, they won't be able to stop it. That's something that will change with DLC 3 and the new morale system, the AP, so the tank shots that will deal moral damage even if they don't shoot, even if they don't hit the enemy units. So these units will probably, this kind of strategy will still be useful, but won't be as easy to pull off as it is now. And here we go, the Spartans have arrived, Fusiliers are disembarking and totally destroying every single T-34, while the other Spartans are still moving forward to take out the ZSU and the T-34 that are trying to pull back. Me2D has landed in Echo to try to control the sector once again. Unfortunately, all the last units that defend the sector are falling one by one. And here we go, another anti-air unit killed. 2 T-34s left, 2 T-55s, a few helicopters coming in also to try to counter this big infantry spam here. Meanwhile on the left flank we've still got, well, a few PACT units trying to push back, sorry, the enemy offensive, but well, T-55 against more of the VTS-1s and Challenger on the flank is going to be very hard. Hopefully 2 T-80s are here and will be able to deal some damage. but it still is going to be very, very hard for the PACT players to resist 4,000 points, sorry, 1,000 left, and everything is going pretty bad. Echo has fallen, India has fallen, a few units are left the other side of the river, and Bravo is still, well, defended, but for how long? The VDVs have finally started to move. They seem to be going for the VAP PC commander over here. If they manage to do it, it will be a nice move, but unfortunately not nice enough to, well, to turn the game in their favor, in their advantage. At this point, I mean, there's pretty much nothing the PACT players can do to come back in the game. They pretty much have lost. The enemy has the point advantage, has the unit advantage, and has the economic advantage. What the hell do you want to do? NATO forces have starting advancing once again on Echo. The Fusiliers are either dead or regrouped in the buildings, and it's time for the Jeeps and Marders to move in and try to take out the last defenders. So a few T-55s and a few T-34s. The commanders are either dead or pulled back. ME2D, commander here, 3 commanders on Bravo, just doing nothing. A new offensive over here from Panzer, who will try to take out the enemy units, try to make some points, but it seems a bit, well, hopeless. Here we go, a last attack from the NATO players on this last line of resistance, the other side of the river. It's gonna be pretty hard. 600 points left to go. The MLRS are shooting once again at the PACT players, PACT units. 155 is down. The other units are shaken, stunned, panicked, everything you want. They won't be able to hold against the Spartan, Marder VTS-1, and of course Aito Jeeps offensive. Here we go, another T-34 is down. And on this side it's going a bit better. The tanks are still there, but well, Chastafamas are in the forests. Uncharger 1 is here, and they won't be able to do much only with tanks. They even have units coming in from behind. It's a desperate situation. 400 points, 300 points left for the NATO team to win. One Buratino is gonna get killed by the Spartans here. Will he manage to get out? Sorry. The Spartans are coming in, the Buratino is pulling back. Here we go. Oh. Oh yeah, one Havoc taking care of the Spartans. One Havoc and one Havoc. Only one Havoc. And the Spartans are just stopping their offensive. Of course, it's the end of the game. 5,025 points against 2,911. EUGEN team has made a bit more points than last time, but it is still a crushing defeat. So, yeah, quite a nice game. Sorry, I'm gonna find my word here. Entertaining game, that's it. But still, a big advantage, a big game from WTF. They play a lot together and make strategy together. EUGEN team, on the other hand, well, don't play as much as that. But hey, still a very nice victory. That's it for the points. Well, I hope you liked this replay. Thanks for watching and see you next time.